Join Mike and I as we share our wins, our struggles, and the lessons we've learned while raising a family, a business, and trying to stay married. Tune in and laugh with us while we dive into the real, raw, and often hilariously awkward realities. Welcome to our podcast. It's our date night. I'm Andrea Jeffery.
Mike Jeffery.
Yeah, most awkward intro ever.
Sorry about that.
Check. So Mike and I own and operate an interior design and build firm. We're full service. So we thought it'd be interesting to, my brain is pretty nuts. So we thought it'd be fun to just come on a podcast together and
spew that brain out.
Yeah. Spew it.
See what's in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's pretty nasty and crazy in there. So I was told to come up with some topics 10 minutes ago. And so I wrote some down. I thought about some things. But really today we wanted to introduce ourselves with who we are, where we came from, what started this crazy journey that we're on, and kind of where we've come. And let's get into it. How the marriage has handled it throughout, I think,
Sure.
could be an interesting topic, too. It could be a whole episode in itself.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Keep going on that note.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm talking more. Okay. So I decided to start the interior design business back in July of 2017 when we were on a vacation with his family in Tahoe or Arnold?
No, it was Tahoe that we made it official. You got your first LLC.
It was like 7 a.m. before anybody else woke up.
Yes.
And my brain was going, and I just went on the deck with my coffee and decided I'm just going to figure out what this LLC thing is all about.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So before
leading up to that, there was quite a bit that transpired.
There was. Yeah. So when I first came to you and said, I have this harebrained idea of quitting my really well-paying job at the time, with 2 kids in a brand new house, of quitting and starting my own design business. What did you think?
I thought you were crazy, but I saw the passion. I saw the drive. I saw how unhappy you were working for someone else. Although it did give you a good background into what you're doing now. Just seeing the culture that you were working with and just how you would come home after an 8-hour day of working for someone was not who you were. That's not your wheelhouse.
No.
And so, you kind of had your aha moment after you blew your knee out playing soccer, which is another passion of yours.
Yep.
Decided then to go to design school. I was with you then, and but you were still working your very well-paying job. And then it wasn't until, what year did we say? It was 2017 that we decided to go full-time with you doing design?
Well, it was 2017 that I got my LLC, but it was December of 2018 that I quit my job.
Quit, yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, for me, that was very tough to muster, both mentally, financially. Mm-hmm. We had a house to pay for. We had other things we had to pay for. So just making it feasible for us to make that happen, it was a big toll. But I saw the dedication, the drive that you had. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Have a wonderful night, ladies.
You too. Enjoy
Podcasting.
And I just knew that was a route that, it wasn't going to be up to me to make that decision. It was ultimately going to be up to you to commit to that, to commit to school, to commit to running your own business. And I look back at it now. What are we? We're almost 8 years later. Just what it's turned into. 7-ish.
7-ish,
Yeah.
8.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what it's turned into. And I couldn't be happier.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
So when he says we had a house to pay for, like there was a whole year buildup of, fuck, what are we going to do? Like you're going out on your own, you're well paid, we're not going to have any income. Mm-hmm. So you and I talked and you gave me how long to make this successful?
1 year I gave you.
Mm-hmm. I was sweating bullets. I didn't know. I mean, I was legit going in this thinking nobody gives a shit about what I have to say about my design lack of expertise at the time. I for sure thought at the end of the year that I was going to have to like take a gut punch to my pride and get a job. I had no idea what I was going to do. I didn't at that time know how I was going to get clients. I didn't know how I was going to do any of this. I didn't have any training in management for business. I didn't know. I mean, I know how to talk. Let's be honest. Like that's my definite strength.
Gift of gab.
Thanks, Grandpa. But I had no idea what I was doing. We set up the office in our spare room. Mm-hmm. We had a great house. I miss that house. Yep. Kids miss the house. But after a year, I still wasn't getting paid. I was putting it all back in the business. And then I remember we were eating Panda Express, watching something on the TV. In your 72-inch TV you had to get at Costco. And
I love Costco.
Can't take him to Costco. And you said, we have to talk. And I'm like mid-bite with my like attempt at chopsticks. And you said, we have to sell the house.
Yeah. I mean, that year kind of ran out. We took, I mean, this is getting deep. I mean, we took money out of the house.
The whole point of today.
To kind of fund that year of transition time. And that year ran out. That money ran out. And we had to make the tough decision on, okay, well, now shit. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
So, thankfully, a lot of her family's here in town in Livermore. We, ate our pride. We went and lived with her grandparents for a few months.
We've done that a couple of times.
Yep. While we sold our house, ended up renting a house right down the street from where we were living prior to that.
I think it was 10 houses down.
10 houses down.
And we ended up rolling our very free ancient piano down the street on piano dollies with my dad playing it while we rolled it.
Yes. It was a scene.
Fun.
It was a scene. Neighbors loved it, I'm sure. So yeah, we ended up doing that. Lowered our overhead, our personal overhead by like 50%, and we made it work.
Yeah.
That whole time Andrea wasn't pulling a paycheck, but everything that she was making, which is another thing I love about you. You've always wanted to run your business like to a T. We never tried to skirt the system. We never tried to, do anything shady or anything. All the money that you made, you put back into your business, which,
yeah.
I mean, I commend you for that. I thought that was like, the best thing that you can do as a new business owner. It took a lot of stress off of me. Just even though you weren't making a paycheck, I saw what you were doing with what you were making with the business, just putting it right back into the business.
Yeah.
And, I thought that was great. So yeah, now that's fast forwarded 3 years into the business, 3 to 4 years.
Yeah. I didn't take a paycheck for the first 3 years.
Yeah.
It was, I'm not going to lie. When you said that we have to sell the house, I'm pretty sure I don't cry. We all know that. I have no empathy, and emotions just don't happen here. Like there's no such thing.
They do.
Lie,
they really
but
do.
I mean, outwardly, you don't need to know that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure like I immediately broke down in tears. I have a lot of pride, and I'm very humbled in the fact that I had the support that you gave me. And the kids just have no choice now. They have to support me, and they realize that I'm never there. But I think they actually like it because you get shit done, and I'm just like, I don't know how to answer that homework question. Like, you gotta go to dad.
Yep.
But okay. I'm pretty sure that was a very pivotal moment for me because I became very aware of the sacrifices that we were making as a couple. It wasn't just me making sacrifices, and I knew that all year, but I mean, you've taken care of the kids the last 7-ish, 8-ish years. You've done the homework with them. You go to the grocery store. You cook. You clean because I hate it. Yeah. I'm not going to do laundry. Yeah. I mean, you literally do everything for us personally, and I wouldn't, this is very deep and emotional. I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be where I am. I mean, if we hadn't met, I'd be a cop. I'd probably be in jail for saying something I shouldn't have said.
Very true.
Because I have no filter. And, I mean, none of this would have happened.
Yeah. No, I mean, we all made sacrifices, but I wouldn't take anything back that either I did or that you did. And I wouldn't, everything that has transpired from 2017 till now, I wouldn't change a single thing.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes me warm and fuzzy. Okay, so through the years, so started the design business, right? Growing. We had a tiny little studio that was, he said 400 square feet, but I'm pretty sure it was like 250. Tiny little bathroom. Then we moved back to the dining room when he passed away, and I was forced out. And then you found our last studio in downtown Livermore on, what was it, Craigslist?
Yeah, on Craigslist.
Yeah, and now we're here in this amazing space that's half done, that with a team of 7. And when we first started, it was me, myself, and I, and then
solely you.
Jen came along.
Yeah.
Poor Jen. She deals with so much shit. So I know you said you wouldn't have changed a thing from then to now. Do you wish that I was home more?
Well, of course I wish you were home more, but the way things have kind of transitioned, especially this last year, I've seen you more this last year than I think I have in the previous 5 or 6 years put together.
I know.
So I mean, I'm all for it, but yes, do I wish you were there more? Of course. What husband wouldn't want his wife there and present? But
one that doesn't like his wife?
Oh my gosh, no, you're putting fucking words into my mouth. No.
Well, you asked.
No, sweetheart. I wish you were there more. Yes, I'm not going to lie. But I know, like I said earlier, we were all making sacrifices. Mm-hmm. You were growing your business. Yeah, I was taking care of the kids, doing homework, cooking. But that's all stuff that I love. You were doing what you loved. I was doing what I loved. We would come together at the end of a day on weekends, and we would all do what we loved.
Specifically on weekends.
Well, yeah. And at the end.
Well, and you don't have an easy schedule either. I mean, you're working 2 jobs now.
Correct. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now we've integrated construction into the mix, all under the same umbrella. You have the license.
Yep.
But you do still have a full-time job.
I do. Mm-hmm. I do, but
2 full-time jobs.
My schedule with my 9 to 5 allows me to devote the time needed on the construction side of things. So, we make it work.
Yeah.
I'll sleep when I die. It's fine.
There's a reason they say I'll sleep when I'm dead, because there's too much to do while you're living.
That's right. I ain't got time to sleep.
I ain't got time for that. I mean, if you sleep now, then you're going to miss something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how I was when I was a kid. My mom would always get frustrated because I'd have to pee, and then I wouldn't go pee, and then I had problems growing up, and I didn't want to miss anything.
That's just getting way too deep now.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Cross that line.
We're going to have to cut that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to my head. Spew. Yeah. But I mean, I honestly wouldn't change a thing. I think we're exactly where we're supposed to be. We're on an upward trajectory.
Yeah.
And it's it's really exciting to see the growth, the path that we're on, the train moving.
Yeah.
And the train is picking up speed.
The train is picking up speed. Mm-hmm. It is. And it's really cool to see. I mean, just in this past year, it's like you got to be on board. You have to be on board that train, because it's going to fucking go right past that train station if you're not ready. And the team that we have now, they're all aware of how busy we are, how busy we've become this last year. Mm-hmm. And honestly, we couldn't do it without them in place.
100%.
Both on the design side and Liz on the construction side. I mean, if we didn't have Liz, our project manager, on board, me sitting here talking about our construction division wouldn't be happening, because it could not happen without her and with the entire team behind what we're doing.
Let's not make her head too big if she watches this.
I'm just saying.
She's going to ask for a pay raise.
I'm just saying that we, not only you, but I rely a lot on her for the construction side of things.
Yeah. She's a bulldog. She's very good. She's very knowledgeable. She gets stuff done.
Yeah.
And the trades respect her.
Yeah.
And that's really important, because, Trey, before we started, who's in the background on his phone right now, asked me, what did he ask me? He asked, what are my top 3 priorities in my business, right? In our business. And I said, making sure the team has everything they need to succeed, learn, and keep growing, right? Part 1A is to make sure that they're happy while they're doing it. And that's been really tough this year because it's been so busy. Making sure that our clients are happy, taken care of, communicated to. I guess outside of making sure that we continue to have a good marriage and communicate through this, because we're now partners. Yay. We were partners by marriage certificate before, but now we're like legit state partners.
Yeah. It's on more than one
you're
document.
Stuck.
Yeah.
No, there's no going back. But I guess the other part is just, this has always been a group thing for me. Even when it was just me, it was Jeffery Design Group at the time. Mm-hmm. And I always imagined that it was a group effort. There was a team with me, and that team was the contractor we were working with, their subs, the client, everyone that was involved, all of my vendors. It was a team effort. And that has been really important to make sure that that stays in the forefront, because if you don't have a good team, if you don't have good partners to partner with, and they don't have or share similar visions to what you see for your business, what your values are, then it can all go to shit really fast.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, it's all about surrounding yourself with people that are going to bring you up just naturally.
Yeah.
And that, I think we've done a really good job at over the years with the subs that we work with, the vendors that we work with. I mean, it relates back to high school days in wrestling. It's like you always wanted to wrestle the person that was better than you, because they're going to bring you up to that level.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I think that could relate to almost anything that someone were to tackle, especially in a business. You want to surround yourself with people that have walked that path. They've made those errors. They've made the corrections to build their business, to build their name, their company. So if we surround ourselves with that type of person, that type of company, it's only going to make us that much better.
Oh, yeah. What do they say? You are who you surround yourself with.
Yep.
Right? You are what you eat. It's the same thing. I had chips today. Squirrel.
Yep.
You are who you surround yourself with. You want to be challenged. You want to surround yourself with people that are more knowledgeable than you, that are smarter than you, which I have clearly done. And it helps challenge you to be a better person. Like, I wake up now and I have this like silly little mantra, because, we both grew up playing sports, and I'm very superstitious when it comes to like just certain routines, not everything, because we all know I'm very lazy with some things. But with certain things, I have a very regimented routine. And in the morning, I tell myself, I tell myself certain things when I wake up just to help myself work through the mental struggles that I'm having. Because every day I'm thinking, I have to have a really hard conversation with a client today. I know they want to call and give me constructive criticism. I have to be willing to take it. Because as the owner of the business, right, like we have to take those hard conversations, and we have to take them with pride and knowing that we took that okay. Yeah. We can
and that
still
we're going
sleep
to do
at night.
something about it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I've had 2 of those today, and they were not easy conversations to have. So every morning I wake up and I tell myself certain things. And this might sound weird to some people. They might not understand it, but I tell myself, because I mean, I'm going to preface this with, I'm also over 40 now, and weight is happening whether I like it or not. So I tell myself, think profitable, think big business, think thin. Those are the 3 things I tell myself on a daily basis. And it seems weird, but think profitable, right? So that's efficiency. It's proficiency. It's thinking smart through the challenges that are ahead of you that day and making sure that you are making the right decisions, not only for the client, but also for the business, right? Yep. There's, even if you and the client are not in agreement on something, making sure that you come to a mutual agreement on it. So benefiting both parties. Think big business. It's procedures, it's processes, it's writing those things down. It's making sure that the team is collectively communicating, making sure everyone has what they need. That's the big business. And then thin, I just want to lose weight. So it's, I tell myself that every morning. And then because sometimes you'll talk to me in the morning when you're home, and then I won't respond. And it's usually when I'm in my head telling myself those things.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the clarification.
Most welcome. But a lot of people tell me, when I tell them, oh, I'm in business with my husband, they're like, how on earth can you do that? Because they always say, oh, I could never work with my husband.
Yeah,
We'd get a divorce.
That's just a testament to, I don't want to call it a unique relationship, but I think it is a unique relationship. I mean, we both have passions that are kind of one and the same. I grew up doing construction. That's been my life for 30 plus years. You love doing design. And I mean, to bring those 2 together is like yin and yang. I mean, they just both mesh well together,
So copacetic.
Yeah. I think yin and yang meshes. I don't think it's like a opposite.
It's yin and yang for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go with
you got the half of the circle, the half of the circle. They fit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, like peas and carrots. How about that?
Peas and carrots.
There you go. Yeah.
Like PB&J. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like veggies and rice.
Right. We'll leave it at
Okay.
No more comparisons. But yeah, no, I mean, it's, we understand the sacrifices that each of us need to make. I mean, yes, I'm heavily involved on the construction side, but my regular job, pulls me away from kind of family life for 8 days at a time. 8 days, I might as well not even be kind of present at home.
You're so dead those days.
Yeah.
You have to wake up so early.
Yeah.
And then you come home and I'm not there. So you have to take care of the kids.
And then it's
the dogs, the cats.
Yeah.
The
there's
postage
that
stamp of a house.
Yep.
Cooking, the cleaning, all the things.
Wouldn't change it for anything.
At least it's a small house.
It's a very small house.
It literally takes 10 minutes to clean. Maybe a little
Says
bit more.
the person that hasn't cleaned the house once. But it's okay.
I've definitely vacuumed.
Okay.
And I've mopped
All right.
a couple of times.
Yep.
Twice. I hate those floors so much.
Anywho, but yeah, I think more couples, if they're able to go into business together, should really try it because it's great.
At some point, right? Because I think as a married couple, you go through challenges naturally through life, right? You're going to go through hard times. You're going to go through great times. You're going to go through detrimental times. But when you couple that with running a business, it's like amplified. It's a whole new level that you have to communicate. You have to be on the same page. You have to have the same vision. And that, I think, if you are already best friends, which we are, you are already on that field. I mean, just try your hand at it, because it really could probably improve your marriage.
I mean, I think it's really only made our relationship that much stronger, especially this last year.
Yeah, it's always been a struggle for me, because I know the type of family that you come from. And so I absolutely adore your family and everything that they are and who they are and the quirkiness and the weirdness. I fit right in. But it's always been in the back of my head that maybe I'm not enough, because I have this dream, I have this vision, I have this goal, and I do it day in and day out. I wake up so early, and when I come home, I'm like freaking dead. And it feels like I've run 5 marathons every day, because my brain is just go, 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 go. And then when I get home, I'm just like, I can't, there's no computing here anymore. Just give me my dogs. And so it's, I've always felt in the back of my head that I'm not enough. Like, you deserve so much more, because you're such a good human. And you have honestly, this is really deep and emotional. I did not expect to get here. But you have taught me to be the person that I am, like the work ethic and the honesty and the good, naturally amazing human that you are. Like, you would at any point of any time give your shirt to anybody. And it's taught me so much about how to be a better person.
That's great. I love hearing that, babe.
Done with cheesiness. Yeah. So I think for me, the business, I mean, there's nowhere but to just keep going and going up. I mean,
yeah. I mean, if next year is kind of any indication of how this year has gone and the path that we're hoping for over the next year, the year after that, I mean, like we've talked about, we want to take over the town.
I want to take over the world. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's
we'll
have
pass
manageable
each other
goals first,
and I'll wave.
Yeah,
you'll wave. It'll be great. Yeah, I mean, I think that this industry it has a bad rap for the good contractors, the good designers that are in it. There's a lot of amazing ones. But I think that the majority of the chatter is the negative aspects, like, oh, they were scheduled to come today, nobody showed up. I'm, getting change ordered like crazy. I'm in my robe Sunday morning, and there's a guy knocking on my slider here to paint. I mean, there's like weird things, and oh no, I know we talked about it, but it's not in my contract. Sorry, that's a $10,000 change order. Yeah. Those stories really drive me crazy, because residential construction is residential construction. Residential design is residential design. If you are good at what you do, you've done this for a few years, you know what to look out for. Like, it's our due diligence, it's our responsibility, I should say, to teach our clients and communicate with them on what to expect and what to look out for. And if there's a concern that we see, like, there's a furnace in that closet, you want that closet for this, where does that furnace go?
Right.
You have to look at the possibilities of where that furnace can go. If you want it in the attic, cool. Do you need an engineer? What's your electrical going to be? What's the size of the unit? Those are all the things that you need to look at. And as a designer, those are things that we have to plan for, because we have to bring those people together to make that happen. That's the HVAC guy. That's the electrician. That's the engineer. It's the framer. It's the contractor. It's, everybody that's involved with that needs to come together, and then it clicks.
Yeah.
But if you're not thinking through those things and you get into the house and there's no plan except for like some rudimentary one that was permitted, It's like, okay, cool. What's the size of the unit? Or what do you need in the sub panel?
Yeah.
Like, where's that going to go?
And I think that's what, we've been priding ourselves on is that communication factor, that scope of work factor, all of those way before construction even thinks about starting.
Yeah.
Just so everybody is on the same page. So we don't have those hard conversations on, okay, here's X. We need to do something with X in order to achieve Y and Z. Mm-hmm. It's going to cost you this much money to achieve that. We don't want to have those conversations.
Not during construction.
No. We want to have all that figured out, belted out, designed into the project, scope of work modified before we even have a date of construction starting.
Absolutely. I think it's what often happens is things get pushed so fast. It's happened to us, right? We're not perfect, but we've learned a lot from it. We've worked with other contractors who we've referred a client to, and before we got our GC, right? Mm-hmm. And they said, we've told them we've not even submitted for permits yet. We are about 70 to 80% of the way through selections. We're looking for a rough bid to understand what overall budget's going to be, because we like to do that ahead of time. And then two different contractors on like 3 or 4 different occasions. Sometimes I'm dense and it takes me a lot to learn. But when I get it, it hurts and I don't ever do it again. But on 3 or 4 occasions, each of them said, oh, we can start in 2 weeks. Well, what the fuck? I told you that we're not ready. I don't have a permit. And those scenarios where I didn't speak up because I wanted to keep a good relationship with that contractor for potential future projects, it only hurt the client and it only hurt the team and I, because we're scrambling. We're missing details. It's not pretty. It's not good. And so we don't do anything without a permit anymore. Yep. Right? We don't do anything without ordering every single detail, down to the trim, the face plates for the outlets, the switches, if you got an escutcheon, we focus on those, what your P-trap looks like if it's exposed, every single detail. Yep. Yeah. Because the worst thing that we can do for our clients is doing them a disservice and not doing our job well. And we're humans, we're going to make a mistake, but at least we can own it and know that we can do better. Yeah. And that's how we want to approach all of our jobs, is kind of changing that perspective on the client's end on how the project is going to go. I mean, we want to be as involved as possible from the front end all the way to the back end, from conceptual design all the way through construction execution to furnishing. Window coverings, accessories, everything.
To where there's no... If the client has a question, it should be a simple answer that we can provide for them. There shouldn't be any... yes, when you open up a house, you're going to come across unforeseen things, the way something was built that you're just not going to know until you start demo.
Yeah, you open it up and you're like, why did they do that?
Yeah, exactly. You get a head scratcher here or there. Mm-hmm. But it's nothing that let me take it back. It's nothing that can't be resolved. And the best course of action, obviously, right, is communication. Yeah. Either between the client, definitely between the client, between whatever trade we have on hand that's going to, tackle this situation, this opportunity. And, okay, now I'm just rambling.
You were gone.
No, I'm at a loss of words now.
Yeah, I think it's really important for us to communicate all the challenges with the clients. I mean, our job is to take the stress off of their shoulders, right? So they approve the design, they pay for the project, we handle everything else. But at the same time, they need to be made aware of the progress that we're making. What's happening, what's not happening, why something didn't happen this week and it should have happened last week. Just making sure that we're fully transparent and they know exactly what we're doing. Yep. Yeah. Exactly. We're not hiding anything. This isn't rocket science. It's not brain surgery. Thank goodness. I would not be a good brain surgeon. My goal in life, and this has been made very apparent to me over the course of the last 2 years, I think. since we've come out of a really challenging experience and had to really find ourselves as a company again is changing the name of the industry, right? Changing who we are, changing how the industry is perceived, and setting a higher standard for designers and contractors.
Yeah. 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 And I mean, I think with every new job that we take on, you know, we're learning from the previous job so that we can implement any change that we've learned from either a mistake or an oversight onto the next job so that we can ensure that that doesn't happen again. Granted, like you said, everything is going to have a challenge. It's learning from those challenges and not repeating those challenges on future jobs. It's gaining the knowledge in order to provide a better service for our clients, even for the subs that we bring on. You know, it's all about time efficiency and
time is money.
Time is money. And if we can learn just one little nugget off of one job that we can bring and implement onto the next job, then that's only going to make our end product that much better.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
us as a company and for the client as well.
I agree. I mean, I love asking trades, what can we do better? Right? Like, what are the challenges that you experienced working with us? Because I want to know that. I know what they need in the field, and I want to make sure that everyone knows what they need in the field and that things are happening that way. And so I was talking to one, he's our cabinet maker today. He's a very funny guy. Also a country singer, very good. Could have had a record, but don't quit your day job because you're really good at cabinets too. And we need that. But I was talking to him about challenges and just working through like simple things like cabinet drawings. Okay, cool. We need a filler here. At what point do we need to determine that so that we're not doing it when we're doing cabinet sign-offs with the client and now we're delaying the start of construction because you're 12 to 14 weeks. Although you did promise to be 10 weeks, no more for me, but you didn't hold your promise. So now I'm going to make you wear Christmas pajamas that are women's pajamas.
Go easy on him.
I know. He's a really nice guy.
Yes, he is.
But, it's those kinds of conversations that we need to have with each of our trades too, so that we can better ourselves for them, which ultimately makes them happier on our job sites. Yeah. It gives us better pricing for our clients, and it makes the job run smoother. Yeah.
Yeah, to have that relationship with the different vendors, the different subs, I mean, those are paramount. If you screw over one guy, he's not going to want to work with us again.
Well, you kind of deserved it if you screw him over. That's the dick move.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, whether it's their fault or our fault, I mean, whatever the case may be, it's like we want to maintain that relationship, professional, with those different trades, because I mean, it's just going to benefit everybody at the end of the day.
Absolutely. Can we talk about a higher standard really quick on owning your shit? Own your mistakes. Like, if you make a mistake, you made it. You're human. Everybody does. Can you own it? Can you say, oh shit, that was my bad. I'm sorry. Like, it won't happen again. Not you personally, because you do that. But just generally speaking, I've met so many people in this industry. I cannot express the frustration that I have. Like, you fucked up, own it, and fix it. But absolutely, you're not going to charge the client for it because that's on you. I get so frustrated.
I agree.
Concur.
I concur, doctor.
I mean, I guess it's not just this industry. It's like a lot of people that I've met just don't own their mistakes, and they're so prideful. There's a contractor that we're really good friends with, both you and I, and I often say that his hat's getting too tight for his head because, it's like you're getting a big head. Like, chill out, take your step down a bit, humble, not you. You know who you are. And just own your mistakes. Like, be a good person. Everyone makes them.
Yeah.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, we're all human.
I don't know what I'll do the next time somebody makes a mistake and they're like, oh, that person did it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of jacked up.
That person's not even here to defend themselves.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, babe.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about that because I've always owned my mistakes and I'm very, very upfront with my faults.
Yeah.
I wish everybody else was that way.
Yeah. No, I know.
Like, I talk too much. I have no filter. I love coffee. Like, a bad fault because the doctor said you have to stop drinking so much coffee.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with our corgi. Like, obsessively obsessed. I also expect a lot out of people that I think can handle it, but sometimes they can't.
Yeah.
I have a lot of faults. I also love chocolate.
I'll go back that everybody's human. Everybody has faults.
What are your faults?
I have none. No.
Son of a bitch.
Gosh, what are some of my faults? I think I end up caring too much about how other people like perceive me. So sometimes I might go out of my way to try to please someone, but not in like a weird way or anything, but
super creepy.
Yeah, I know that was kind of creepy, huh? No, I mean, I just want to, whatever the case may be, I just want to be able to, which I don't even know if it's a fault, lend a hand wherever I can.
Yeah.
And
I don't think that's a fault.
You caught me off guard with that one.
Yeah,
Not
you're
gonna
welcome.
lie.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Interview question. Yeah, I'd say, if I may, one of your faults is probably catering too much to your daughter.
Well, she's my girl.
She has you wrapped around her finger.
Yes, she does. I do agree.
She knows it too. She'll ask you a question. I'll have said no. She's 13. And she'll come into the family room while you're cooking. You're doing your thing. And she'll go. And she'll walk out of the room. And I'll be like, yep.
Just like that?
Yeah.
Just
like
that?
I got him wrapped.
Yep.
He said yes. Yeah. I'm getting those cookies from Crumble this weekend.
If that's the worst thing, then that's not so bad.
Okay, this story. So you guys, she talked you into going to Target because she wanted some things.
Okay.
Okay, La Target.
Yes.
And she said, oh, by the way, you remember this.
Okay, no, keep going. I'm
Okay.
just listening.
So she says, oh, by the way, Crumble Cookies right there. It's in the same parking lot. We should go. Mom's going to love a cookie. So she totally talked you into it. Came home. I come home and there's Crumble Cookies.
Did you not have one?
I mean, I might have had half of one.
It
They're
was
giant.
a benefit for everyone.
Those are giant cookies. But I mean, just, point made.
Yes.
You're wrapped around her finger.
The relationship a father has with their daughter is unlike anything I've had before, which I know holds true with you and your relationship with Aiden, our son.
Maybe.
Yes, very much so.
He's my baby boy.
Yes, and that's my baby girl.
Whatever.
So, I mean, it's one of them things.
It's one of them things.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess.
I was a total mama's boy when I was growing up. So
you
to
were
have
a mama's
Aiden,
boy when I met you.
Well, yes. So to have our son be kind of a mama's boy now, I mean, it just totally makes sense. And
He's
my
so
sister
adorable.
was like, daddy's girl to my dad, and still is. Yeah.
Still. Yeah.
So,
they have a really great relationship.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, was it this morning or last night? You were cooking dinner.
Okay.
And Aiden likes to finger poke people.
Oh, yeah.
Because he thinks it's funny. And I was just standing there talking about my day with you, drinking a drink, because that's what we do. I watch you cook while I drink a drink.
Yep.
And Libby's at my feet, licking my toes. Oreo's there because he's like, pet me too. And Aiden comes in and he's like, poke right in the side. And he pokes so freaking hard on both sides of my waist that I'm pretty sure I stepped on the dog and almost dropped my drink.
Yes, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks it's the funniest thing.
Yeah. But I mean, that just is another case in point to the relationship that you guys have.
Yeah, he does.
know?
I love the nights that I come home and he specifically comes out just to give me a hug and then he goes back in his little hole.
Yep.
The room.
Yeah.
The hole is the room.
Yeah.
Like, you just
It's not
that.
like a dungeon or anything.
No, we don't have a closet. We lock our kids in.
Yeah.
No,
Not anymore. Sorry.
God. He plays video games in his room.
Yes.
He's perfectly fine.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. We have good kids. We're lucky. I mean, we
We are.
made us. Like, that's who they are. Like, we made our people.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're screwed with her, though.
Yes, absolutely. I 100% agree.
I pity the fool that ever tries to date her.
Oh, we've met one.
He held in for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not. He wasn't cut out for her though. She's a rare breed. We'll leave it at that. Sorry, Mel, if you see this.
Yeah, she knows it too. She's opinionated, strong-minded, mean, very honest. That's where the mean comes from. Fruit didn't fall far from the tree.
No. That's everything you just spit it off was you. We made them. So there you go.
Aiden's an introvert. He's now perming his hair at 16.
Yeah. It's all right.
He's like rubbery and lanky and skinny and tall and monkey arms. Blonde. Yeah. Okay, what other questions do we ask each other? We're just tangenting now. Is this live? You're not. What is the matter with your vocal box tonight?
Nothing. No,
Okay.
you guys are good. Honestly, I think if you're good, that's good.
Okay. Any other points that you want to talk about?
No, I mean, we'll have to leave the audience in suspense. Save it for the next podcast.
Cliffhanger.
Cliffhanger.
Watch the next podcast for some random subject we don't know about yet.
Yeah. More about that dungeon.
Oh my God. Didn't you watch that thing about that YouTube gal that got arrested because she was locking her kids up?
Well, she got caught. I mean, we'll leave it at that.
Fuck.
And cut.